Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Over the last month, every Monday, I know today's Tuesday, every Monday I've been dropping a trading video on, how to trade in the secondary market on Sorare so you can level up your club with whatever the cards you've got in a variety of different situations. Now, I've been really active card trading wise on Sorare NBA for the last month. So when I've been making those videos, the avatars, the example pieces we're using in the video are basketball players, and what I've loved for that, for the most part, is that they don't come with all the asterisks and all the fine details that we get in Sorare football, that we get in football cards. But as you know, Sorare have announced the Premier League last week, and I was desperate to get myself into some big power player Sorare Premier League cards. Obviously, I'm a huge Celtic fan, and there's some ex-Celtic players in the Premier League that are in a good enough position where I find their cards pretty attractive. So what I managed to do over the weekend, we went to Gatecrash the Premier League. There'll be a wee video about that in the next couple of days. But I wanted to get some of my tippy top targets in if I thought it was at all possible. And guys, I've got to say, in the video today, we're going to be using the same trading techniques that I've showed you in the last couple of videos. So if you have missed them, the link to the playlist is in the description of this video, so you can go and check them out later if you want, where we go into some of the specific strategies and techniques that we use in this video in a bit more detail. Today I'm going to show you what's left my club, what I've brought in, what the tactics were in terms of me, why I wanted these different cards and whatever, and also I'll show you the trading strategy, how I made it possible. And there was a lot of moving parts around these trades, which was a lot of fun for me to action and execute, and there was a lot of cross fingers and a lot of waiting for messages to come back from Discord and counter offers and all sorts of good stuff. In the comment section, I'd love to hear from you guys on any of the trading that's on in this video. If you think it's a W, if you think it's an L, did I give away too much? Did I get too much? And let me know your thoughts on, because there's a lot of stuff in this video. Let me know about any of the points that you see we touch on. If you think I've gave away too much, or if we've did very well, we got quite a lot back in return. Make sure to join me tomorrow, Wednesday this week. There won't be a Road to Glory video. We're doing a Road to Glory live stream, and I'm hoping that we can have it as an AMA and kind of Q&A thing for beginner players out there. So if you're brand new to Sorare, or if you know anyone that's brand new, we'll be going live Wednesday, the 8th of February at 5 PM UK time. I look forward to seeing you there. I hope you enjoy the video today at any point. If you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel, guys. We are that close to 5,000 subs. If we could get there by the end of this video, that would be absolutely fantastic. Drop a like so more people can find us, but we are shooting for 10,000 subs as quick as humanly possible. We're almost at the halfway mark, guys. Stay out of trouble, and let's get stuck into it. Now, when the Premier League onboarded, everyone was super excited, and I straight away thought, I've been here before, I've went into day one auctions and overpaid a little bit, and I also didn't really have much of a wallet going into the day one auction, so I was quite happy to sit back and just see where the chips would lie, see what cards came out, how much they went for, would we get any cards as rewards, people might want to trade away quite easily. And in the day one cycle, we had four ex-Celtic players get very big cards, rares and uniques, super rares and uniques, that kind of thing. I didn't have them in any real priority of, that guy would be the number one I would go for. I was just really hoping to see they would maybe land in the hands of some people that would be open to trading. And the first one that went was John McGinn. Now, the John McGinn super rare is a beauty of a card. This went on the auctions at 0.2 of an Ethereum. I couldn't believe my eyes for a super rare mid like John McGinn, and I thought, I've got to have this. I've got to get this in somehow. I hope the guy isn't a Villa fan or isn't Scottish or whatever, and we can maybe get a trade over the line. And I went in and I thought, I'm just going to send the guy a couple of offers. So I sent him, just tried to trade a 0.35 rare Gio Reyna, see if he would take that. Because even though this guy's got it at 0.2, I see that has been wildly undervalued. And, there's a good suspicion that he will feel that way also. But the Gio Reyna got rejected. I even then tried to trade Balikwisha against it. That got rejected. And then tried to tempt him a little bit more. I thought, can I get a Baraza and a Balikwisha over the line against the McGinn? And it was a rejection. Now, at that point, the guy reaches out to me and we start having a bit of a chat on Discord. The guy tells me he's a Hibs fan and it would take a big trade for him to release McGinn. And I get it. I've been there myself. Now, I know, and this guy kind of knew as well, he said as much to me, that this auction went super cheap. I've been here before, right? Regular viewers, long-standing viewers of the channel will know the debacle that I went through and I'm still going through, I guess you could say, to getting a Goretzka super rare that just never ever happened. And I've learned my lesson with I really don't mind an overpay if I get the exact guy I want. So I said as much to the guy. I was like, listen, you got a great deal. I don't mind overpaying you a little bit as long as it works out well for both of us. And then he came back with a proposal to get the trade done that I was quite happy to accept. It was a huge overpay. But as I was then going to, I'm thinking this deal's getting wrapped up, okay? We're getting John McGinn super rare in. Around the same kind of time as that was happening, I'd seen Odsonne Edouard had got a unique in. And I thought, I'll try and get this guy. I'll try and get that. Can I get Edouard over the line? So I tried to trade Denis Suarez with Quinny for it. And I cancelled it because I thought I'll maybe come back to the guy later on or whatever. But the cogs in my mind are now starting to turn because when I look at the guy's gallery, the guy that had the Edouard, and you can go and check it out for yourself, it doesn't have that many rares. And they're all like, there's 2 people for 8 cards and they're not, he's not playing rare. Let's put it like that. He's only got 4 goalkeepers, but 3 of them are all Sinan Bolat. He's got a lot of uniques. I think he only plays uniques, but they're all tier 2, tier 3 caliber guys. And I'm thinking, I could get this, I could give this guy some real utility cards that would probably help his gallery. He won't be losing much for the Edouard. I get Edouard, I'm happy. But then I'm trying to, so the wheels are turning and I'm thinking, right, let's imagine all these things happen. Let's imagine Edouard comes in. Let's imagine McGinn comes in. What's leaving? And then what's the situation I've got? What cards have I got? And what divisions I can play? And then it quickly becomes apparent to me that by getting these Premier League cards in, I'm strengthening the position that I've already built and already got in Champion Euro. I've not been able to compete there that strongly because the Suarez unique being benched at Celta all of this season. Obviously, he's now at Espanyol and will be moving to Villarreal. Has some utility, so people now might actually want him. And I'm then starting to roll that down. I'm then starting to walk that situation down the path. Okay, I get these guys in. That's a forward position. That's a mid position. What else do I have? What else am I missing? And I'm trying to what I've begun is I've initiated a chain of events where I'm trying to really strengthen my super rare division. Now, when I'm talking about any of these things in these videos, guys, they're all completely scalable into whatever situation you're in. So if you're playing with commons and going into limited, this exact situation I'm in is very similar to what you will go through at some point for acquiring limited cards. Equally, if you're moving from rare to super rare, etc., these things kind of scale up. So I'm thinking then about positions. Who do I actually have? Can I get anyone else onto the trading table that I'm going to let go of the club, and can I maybe bring someone else in that I've not yet found that will strengthen me? And then I noticed that this guy that holds the John McGinn, he has a unique by the name of Leandro Cabrera. And this guy's a starting centre-back for Espanyol, who Denis Suarez plays for. So I'm thinking, okay, well, let's say I keep Denis, and we just go and get McGinn. If I can also get this guy's defender in, that's me then up to Denis, Cabrera, McGregor, and Mulgrew. That's in 4 U's. Or 4 of the scarcity above, if you're thinking about rares or whatever. I can then play kickoff a bit stronger. I can then play some of these hybrid scarcity divisions a bit stronger. That's an interesting position. That's a good one to be in. I like the defender spot because of what I'm lacking in super rare for Champion Europe, etc. So I send the guy an offer. And I'm trying to now get, I don't mind the overpay on the McGinn. And I told him that, listen, you're going to get me on the overpay here for McGinn, but going to cut me a bit of a deal here on the unique to make it a bit easier for me. He rejected this offer. And then he accepted this offer we agreed on, and it was all good, hunky-dory. Now, as this now comes in, okay, like I said, I'm kind of piecing this masterpiece. I'm piecing this puzzle together for myself. I can live with this, right? I can keep the McGinn. I can keep the Cabrera. Pedrinho hasn't been playing. Reina hasn't been playing. Balikwisha is fine, but he's challenger, and McGinn is McGinn. So I don't mind giving up basically Balikwisha and some collateral. This guy's giving me McGinn, and I've got this unique in my hands now all of a sudden. Pedrinho, by the way, is one to watch out for. If he moves back to Portugal, apparently he's homesick. He is in Turkey at the moment. Look at his scores when he plays in Portugal. He could be a good one to watch out for. But anyway, that deal gets accepted and I'm absolutely buzzing. But now I'm thinking, this Cabrera is a tier 3, tier 2 unique guy, plays every week. Who do I know that might want or need another defender, along with some of the other pieces that I've got in my gallery that might have something I want? Of course, it's that guy we mentioned earlier that had the Edouard. Now I send him this offer, and I'm like, okay, let's just throw it at it. Let's just go for it. I put the offer in already for Denis and Quinny, like you've seen earlier, and I cancelled it because I was just wanting to see what happened with this McGinn play. The McGinn plays happened. We now have Cabrera. I'm now giving this guy what he sees as a second offer, vastly improved on offer 1. And I'm thinking, this guy's going to take this because he's getting a forward that plays, Quinny. He's getting a midfielder that's going to play, and you'll see that if he looks into him. And he gets Cabrera, who does play. Cabrera and Suarez can stack together. Feels like this guy only plays with uniques. this should be a great deal. He's only paid 0.8, 0.9 for the Edouard. And I want to say at this point, guys, of the video, these guys buying these cards cheaply makes me feel like, I wish I went into the auction myself, right? But it's actually worked out fantastically well, and it can work out very well for a couple of reasons. The first one is, if they've bought it really cheap, then it's very much easier for me to create a situation of profit for them if they are starting from a cheaper starting position, so that's fine. And the second one is, if I did enter the auction, who knows where it would have ended. The guy that had the John McGinn was a Hibs fan, and if I had half an ETH and he had half an ETH, then even though it only auctioned for 0.2, it only takes one more person to show up with a wallet, and the price could have been totally different. But anyway, Brackadag, that's the guy's name, he then messages me, and he's like, listen, mate, how much do you value Edouard? And we're getting to conversation. He starts actually messaging me, and we get some conversations going. I'm then trying to just display some offers. He tells me, like, he doesn't want the uniques, he wants rares. So I'm like, okay, cool. You want rares? Let me go and see what rares could I throw away at an Edouard? And do you know what? I was going to throw away a spare MLS team. I was going to throw away a Barraza, a Gold, my Morgan, my Russell, and then all my Sam Nicholsons. And I was also going to give him an FDK and a Mukiele. He said, nah, too many cards, don't want them, not interested in them. Because the guy's not got any rares. So I'm thinking, well, if he's asking for rares, maybe he plans on actually trying to play with some now, you know? So this is a team with some spare parts and a wee bit of market collateral that he can move into the market and get whatever cards he would have wanted to add on to this. But no, he didn't want it. He then said to me, 3 cards max. And I was like, okay. And I thought this was the best offer I could make him. I really actually didn't really want to make this offer. I really didn't want to put Guardiola on the table for it. But if it got me Edouard, I wasn't really going to be that bothered about it, to be quite honest with you. That was no good either. The total value wasn't high enough for him. And then, guys, out of nowhere, I get this offer right at this point in the negotiations. Out of nowhere, Jamelo ETH only comes after the Dennis Unique, and this is what he's offering me. And when I had a look at it, I'm like, do you know what? This offer stacks up, but I'm not interested in any of these cards. I'm not interested in selling any of these cards, but I know someone who might. So I goes back to my boy, Barkadag, and I say to him, listen, I can get my hands on these 4 rare cards. Kikuchi, Eduardo, Tachibanda, Yuma Suzuki. Would you take the 4 of them for Edouard? I know you want 3 cards. This is 4. Does that add up? And he said to me, no, it's just a little bit under what I want. I need another 0.2 or another player worth 0.3. So as soon as he said that to me, I'm like, fantastic. We can get a deal done here because I've got cards that are worth about 0.3 I could throw into this. I'm also going to be receiving half of an Ethereum from the Dennis Suarez trade. So if push really came to shove, I had cash to make the deal happen. But I asked him, I went through my gallery and I had a look and I found a player worth 0.3 of Ethereum. And the offer the man accepted to get the Edouard in was basically a full J-League team. Paulo Lobe Obina, Rio Kikuchi, Eduardo, Tachibanda and Yuma Suzuki. And then we got the Edouard in. Now, this is a brilliant trade for me. I'm so happy because I've managed to keep a hold of Matthias Cunha, managed to pocket half an ETH, I've managed to get in Edouard, I've managed to get in John McGinn, and you know, what have I really lost for it? A couple of Barrazas, a Paulo Obe, a Balaquisha, a Pedrinho, but now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, I've got Edouard Unique. I've got Odsonne Edouard Unique. I could not believe it. I'm still buzzing thinking about it. I'm so excited to be playing this card. He doesn't score that great right now. I don't give a fuck. I've got Edouard Unique. And as soon as that deal got accepted, I put a wee tweet out. You've probably seen it. What am I looking at right now? And oh, what a sight it was to behold. I was absolutely buzzing. But now, guys, I'm in the flow. I'm in the momentum. I've got some things going in my favour. I've still got some pieces lying around because that guy never took that unique Cabrera. And I still had some pieces in my mind for guys I was open to trading out of the club. So I'm then going back and I'm thinking, right, I've just brought on Odsonne Edouard. I've just brought in John McGinn, who I think is going to be a huge player. I've got super rares or rares, wherever you want to think of it as. I've got enough cards in the scarcity up where I can make a real strong squad. I know I can. Super rare goalkeepers are the bane of my life. We won a tier 2 super rare goalkeeper last week and he looks actually quite good, but he's at a bottom of the league team. I've also brought in recently Vito Minoni, and even though he is number 1 at the moment, it feels like there's 2 other guys there that will be jostling for that spot. So his future is by no means nailed on. And obviously, as you know, Viviano has been dropped to the bench in Turkey. The most nailed on keeper that I could try and get my hands on and bring into the club for me was Lucas Skorupski. And wouldn't you know it, who owned Lucas Skorupski at that point in time? Pavel Trader. So I'm then scrambling. Can I get a deal over the line to get Skaropski in? Now, I know Pavel's going to try and do me over and he's going to want big cards for this, and that's fine. But again, same mentality that I had with the McGinn. If I'm going to go after a premium card and spend a lot over the table, can I maybe get something from the other side that's subprime, that is valuable to me, that's not too valuable to them, and it makes doing a really expensive trade a bit easier to swallow. And I thought, let's try and get Gianluca Mancini super rare, and I could do with a super rare Champ Euro defender. I sent Pavel this offer: Giuliano, Van der Hart, Viviano, Manone, Cabrera, like we mentioned, and a wee Barraza. So I've got a few Barrazas. I've not got as many anymore. I've traded them all away. It's good collateral in this sequence, you know. But he rejects it, comes back to me with a counter offer. He wanted half an ETH on top of this to make this deal happen. And then what I basically done was just took out Mancini, took out Giuliano, took out the half an ETH he wanted, and sent that. And I thought, if he can accept this, by the way, I'm fucking buzzing. And he did. Skaropski in. Now, Cabrera, don't really give a toss about. Manone, Viviano, Van der Hart, whatever. Like, rewards and backup keepers and things I got cheap. Like, I actually traded Manone in from Pavel. Viviano I got right cheap as well, and obviously you've just seen me get the Cabrera. The Luis Barraza, I bought him for £5 like 3 years ago, and the Van der Hart I won last week. So like, this is great trade collateral for me to bring in Skaropski. And look at that, guys. Look at that for reinforcements. The Edouard card, honestly, I'm absolutely in love with this thing. It's a beautiful shirt from Crystal Palace this year, by the way, I must admit. Big Odsonne, looks the part there. Premier League, got his haircut, got a nice wee beard on the go and whatever. Launch edition, unique, got that little oil stain across it. It is a beauty of a card. And now, guys, I'm building teams looking at Champion Euro. I'm looking at All-Star Euro, and I've now got the ability to play Odsonne Edouard as a unique, McGregor unique. I've got solid goalkeeper Skaropski to go along with my Sorare and give me a bit more stability there. I'm not worried about people getting dropped. I've redone the Hall of Fame. Got 2 rewards in here. Wirtz and Kyogo. I've got Jota, who I bought as my first owner on that. Paid like £13 for it, which is cool. And then I've got my 2 big shiny uniques. So it's a nice wee, and it's symmetrical as well. 2 reds, 2 blacks and a blue. So yeah, guys, great sequence of trades. I feel like I've really leveled up the club. And like I said at the beginning of the video, let me know your thoughts on any of these sequences in terms of some of the individual trading techniques and how I've rationaled some of this into the video like you've seen. If you want more details on that, check out the other videos in the playlist where I open up each one of these kind of strategies in a bit more detail. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and retweet. I'll catch you on the next one.